it's Liz Yuille from Old Sables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I've got a scrapbook page for you. I can't remember the last time I did a scrapbook page, and probably I don't think I've ever done one on a video. So this is actually for the Scrapbooking Global Blog Hop. That's not easy to say. Scrapbooking Global Blog Hop. And it's the theme this time is love and marriage. So I am using the Floral Romance suite, which is in the Spring Summer catalogue. It is on page 10 to 11. So it's this suite here. It is gorgeous. It's got specialty designer series paper. So it's 12 sheets. You get three of each of the patterns. 2 of the patterns are vellum, and then you get 2 that are double-sided, really lovely, soft, subtle patterns. And you can get 12 by 12 cardstock, which comes in Fresh Fig, Mossy Meadow and Petal Pink, which is what I've gone for. So I've got Fresh Fig, and I don't know if you can see. Yes, you can. I've already sprayed this with some champagne mist mixed in rubbing alcohol. It has warped the page a little, but I think once it's in a page protector it'll be fine. So I've chosen this photo, which is not a great photograph and it's not very large, but it's of my husband and I getting married just over 3 years ago. It was a very quiet affair. We didn't have a great song and dance wedding. There were 10 of us, including the vicar, his wife who took the photographs, and the organist. And the only other people that were there were my family, because my husband has no immediate family still alive. So it was just my family. So it was a really small affair, and it was a great day. But anyway, so I've chosen this photograph. I've cut it, I want to say 3.5. Yes, 3.5 square. It's a very fuzzy photograph. I've printed it in sort of black and white, sort of sepia tones, for one very good reason. I was wearing bright red. There is a long story to that, and I'm not going to go into it here. However, so I've got some scraps of the Floral Romance paper. I did a presentation at a recent team event on this suite, and I've got some bits left over and some bits that I stamped that I haven't used and some die cuts I haven't used. So I'm going to make the page basically using leftovers, because you can. So I've got a piece of one of the vellums, which I have cut at, I want to say 4.25, yes, 4.25 square, and that's going to go, all of this is going to go down in this bottom right hand corner. Now I'm going to add some adhesive just to the middle of the photo, so that I've got the option of tucking some bits in. So this really is going to be a make it up as I go along. I have got one piece that I stamped very early on when I was doing this presentation, which is "You are the best thing I never knew I needed," which is sort of true of Martin and I, but sort of true. Anyway, I'm going to have the photograph down in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm going to have this up in the top left, and I'm going to have some frou-frou round here and some frou-frou round there. I have already die cut with adhesive on the back, Bridegroom and Love, because I thought I would. So yes, this is just going to be me and my scrapbooking process, really. So I'm going to have I did masses and masses, and you may have seen me do a Top Tip Tuesday a few weeks back on die cutting and stamping stamped images. So you die cut first and then you stamp using the Stamparatus. So I have lots of these left, so I'm thinking I'm going to be tucking some of these in underneath. This is using Sahara Sand and Pear Pizzazz, which are 2 of the colours in the suite. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to come in here. I might actually have one coming down here. I'm going to have to move things up and down a bit, because although the grid paper is 10 by 17, getting a 12 by 12 into the camera is quite interesting. So I'm going to have one certainly one coming down. Might have two coming down and then more coming up the top. Yeah, I think that looks quite balanced. I like having more at one end than the other. I've got some leaves that I've die cut and they self-emboss in petal pink, and then I've got various other bits left which I may or may not use. I thought I was going to, and I'm not convinced now, but we'll see. There's part of me that wonders if that could go on. No, I don't think so, but I might. Again, I'm not convinced that I want much up there other than, as I say rudely call it, frou-frou. So, okay. Right, I'm going to start sticking some stuff down, because if I don't... Now, I'm not going to be putting much in the way of journaling on here. I was thinking I could have it tucked in underneath here, and I may yet do that. So what I think I might do is I'm going to put some dimensional... Let's see, is that going to... No, it's too big. Okay, we can make it work. Let's make sure this is the right way up. Yes, it is. So that's the edge. Or I could have it coming out at the top. Anyway, the first thing I need to do is to remove the whole of an edge. And I'm either going to go that way or that way. I think I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to stick this here because that will hold some of my journaling. And then if I cut this there and there, that will do the rest. So,
I don't know that.
Oh, I've got my Alexa talking to me for some reason, but there we go. Oh, and I don't want that dimensional attached to my hand. So let's pop that down, take the backings off, and that will then, if I decide to pop something in there, I've now got some... Well, that would have been clever if it had been the right way up, wouldn't it? That was me saying I'd got it the right way up. The one place I don't want it is upside down. So let's try that again, shall we? Fortunately, as it's vellum, it's slightly easier to get dimensional off vellum than it is to get dimensional off cardstock. Okay, so let's do that, shall we? And then we might actually know what we're doing. I always say that you always get real life with me, because that's just the way I roll. So there we go. And then pop that there. Right, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so we're going to come up a wee bit. Right, so that now gives me the option of putting some journaling in there if I decide I'm going to do it. I probably will, but I haven't quite decided yet. So, my friend Tombow, because I'm going to tuck things in underneath, and it's quite useful to have liquid adhesive for that. And I'm just going to tuck in underneath the photograph. I don't want to add too much bulk, but that needs to go a bit further. In fact, that needs to probably be trimmed. So I'll take all that off and just add a wee bit more adhesive. And that can go there. So that's that. And then these bits we can tuck in at the top. So I've one there, and one there. then I'm going to pop one behind all of that. So that will go there. So that's that. Now a bit of what I jokingly or not call frou-frou. I'm going to rip the ends off some of these. So again, I'm just adding a bit of, well, I would be adding a bit of Tombow if it'd like to play ball. Just pop that in there. Just to kind of break up the, what am I thinking of, Sahara sand a bit. And then some more here. And I'm just adding little bits of Tombow as I'm going. And then I think we'll have, yeah. That can go there. And then we probably, now how many of those did I thought I did 4. I did. Hurrah. Actually, no. We'll go for another of these little ones. This is not going to be a complicated scrapbook page. It doesn't have to be. For me, the main thing is to actually scrapbook at all. Get your photos off the phone. Right, I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals as well. And again, I'm going kind of inside, so I've got space to tuck things in underneath. And we'll trim another of these down and keep that a little bit. And then we can add, let's come down a bit so hopefully you can see. Pop that in under there. And then this bit, let's just trim that bit away. We can pop this in as well. A bit more depth, and we've definitely got room for some under here. Again, I think I might trim these down a bit. And I think we might put one of these in before I add the little leaves. Trim that off. There's an annoying little bit that I didn't trim properly, so let's trim that off. Come on. And I'm very carefully just going to shape that a bit before I stick it in. So that has a bit more lift. And then I might put one of these up the top as well. And one of our frou-frou pieces. Right, I think I need some pink down here. I think I might use one of the frou-frous down there. Just tuck that in actually we can have it coming over just a wee bit. There we go. And it might be... Oh, I know what I'm going to put there. I know exactly what I'm going to put there, if I can find them. Buried somewhere on my desk. There we are. One of those seals would go nicely there. Right, okay. So, I wonder if I need some more pink up there somewhere. No. Maybe there, actually. Add a bit more depth. There we go. I might add a bit of adhesive just to the back there, just to help hold that down. Might put a weight on that just for a moment, just to help hold that down. Now I am going to add one of these seals, and I know I've still got my die cuts to add, but I think one of these seals might be quite nice just in this corner, because apart from anything else, that corner looks really bare and, whoops, excuse me, and white. Is that glue actually attached to anything? Not really. Let's do it slightly differently. I'll put the glue on something that I know is not right at the bottom. Do still want there to be a bit of movement there. That's a bit better. It was just annoying me slightly. So we've got one of our little seals. Right, so I think, as I say, this is in champagne foil, and I've got the double-sided adhesive on the back. And of course I've done it in champagne, and now I've added the gold. I think we can still get away with it. So, love. Bride. Ooh, just need to get rid of the little bits from the middle of this die cut, which don't seem to have gone. So let me just grab my little pot of bits and get rid of those bits. Probably end up sticking to me, but that's fine. They do not want to pop out, do they? Right, and then we're pretty close to being finished. Of course, I've now got sticky bits all over me, but we'll deal with those in a minute. So, love, bride, groom. I'm going to ignore the fact that that's gold and these are champagne, because I can. And I think what I might just bring in is some of these little chappies. No, don't like that colour there, because it's not got a colour. So let's try some petal pink instead. That's better. So we'll have a petal pink up there, just to help balance out that. And that is actually where I'm going to leave it. Trying to take a photograph of this is going to be quite interesting, but what I hope it has shown you is that you don't actually need to go mad with your supplies when you're doing a scrapbook page. You can have a nice small photograph, simple page, and I've just balanced the two areas by having some cluster here, some cluster there, and they're sort of diagonally together but not next to each other, if that makes sense. I may come back and change this to gold because it's going to start irritating me, so you may find that when you see the photographs that's in gold, but otherwise I'm really pleased with that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Do remember to hop along and see other people's projects. Lots of scrapbooking to have a look at today. If you go over to my blog, which is linked below, you'll find a list of everybody who's taking part. And yeah, just hop along and see what everybody else has got up to. As I say, the theme is love and marriage, so you never know what you'll come across. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye!